Hi and welcome. My name is Rob Scott from CX Today. Hope you're doing well. Today I'm joined by Andy White, who's the CEO at Contexta 360, and he's going to be sharing his perspective on how you can optimize your conversations for next generation CX. So stay tuned. Welcome, Andy.
Hi, Rob. Thanks for having me today.
Great to see you, and thanks for taking time to talk to me today. Just before we dive in, can you tell our audience a little bit about yourself and what you do at Contexta 360, please?
Yeah, sure. So my career has really been in two halves. Most of the time was in the contact center space, primarily in Europe. Then got into sort of business software, predominantly service management software. Ended up working in North America for a company called Numara Software. We were acquired by BMC Software, two great companies, great experience for me. And I moved back to Europe about 10 years ago and now with Contexta 360 for the last just over 3 years as CEO, running the strategy, product direction, sales, marketing, operations for all of our major clients.
Fantastic, thank you. So when I think about AI in a contact center environment, I generally think about agent experience and things like automation and analytics being three really vital components of today's CX stack. So I wanted to kick today's session off with agent experience. How hot is it in the world of CX? Do you see the trend continuing into the year ahead?
Yeah, I do. I mean, agent experience is critical, right? Because most people I find want to be better. They want to learn, they want to engage, they want to be increasingly engaged and do a good job. You've always got the 10%, the 80%, and the 10% top, middle, and bottom. But on the whole, people want to do better. We're also in an increasingly competitive marketplace, not only for what we sell and serve, but also in human resources. We're clearly finding it difficult to find high quality people. So we've got to make sure the environment that we work in is really great. It's efficient, it's effective, it's open and learning, and it's a very positive environment. And I kind of see technology playing a key part in the whole of that journey.
Yeah, absolutely. And I wanted to talk a little bit about automation as well. And in terms of it's been around for a while. We've been talking about automating things for years and years, and if not, decades. But certainly in the context of contact center, a lot of organisations have been automating things for a number of years. I mean, is there still potential to automate more and add value in kind of future CX environments?
Yeah, I kind of break automation into two parts. Okay, so there's kind of internal automation, and a lot of people miss that. They go straight to external automation, the automation between their company and their client. So if we start with internal automation, there's a massive amount of efficiency gains to be had there, and a massive step in CX capabilities that can be had by looking at internal automation and in fact internal augmentation. Because going back to what we just talked about in sort of agent experience and agent performance management, they've got a lot on their plates. They've got a lot of real-time things hitting them. We live in a big data world, and frankly, we need to use technology to help them in that process. So things like automating data capture, or in fact, insight capture, things like automating QM processes, which are still very manual and archaic, costing lots of time and money. Automating call summarization, for example, several of our clients have found that there's a lot of work post call in post call wrap up timers. If we can automate a lot of that work, that's going to really help them. Then, of course, on the external side, at the risk of being controversial, I think a lot of companies have gone too far. In fact, no, I don't think, I know, because a key part of what we do is we help organizations analyze their multi-channel interactions, whether that be voice, video, chat, email, and whether it's landing on a human bearer, an agent, or whether it's landing on self-service or automation. we're looking at how is that interaction going and where are the broken processes? Are the IVRs routing to the right places? Are the IVAs or the chatbots giving the right answers? And it's quite scary that the level of poor automation that is in place in many organisations. So have we gone too far? Yes, but we ain't seen nothing yet. I think the next generation of automation, external automation, is going to really change the landscape that we work in.
Could you just elaborate on that a little bit? I mean, in terms of, how, and I suppose what, for our viewers, I suppose one of the big questions is, about humanizing these experiences as you automate. How do you humanize and personalize these experiences and interactions, I suppose? But could you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, maybe picking a simple one. I mean, there's many areas that we work in, but let's take IVR routing as an example. I mean, most people think. I mean, most organisations actually do quite a lot of work in analysing their IVR from the metadata that comes from the IVR. But we kind of go a stage further. We actually analyze what happens when the call reaches the service bearer, whether that's an automated response or whether that's a human being. And still a very large proportion is human to human interaction. And it's those insights that we're analyzing that unearths incredible scary moments where, we ask one client, how many of your calls do you believe are being routed correctly? And they're in the 90 something percent. And within minutes, we were able to prove that no, you're only routing circa 60% correctly. So it's those kind of customer journeys that are fundamentally broken. And then you get into the conversation after the call has been routed and then rerouted and so forth. So it's all of those insights that we're extracting from bits of the conversation that aren't entered into a system of record, because only 10% is entered into the system of record.
That's great. It's a nice segue onto my next question, actually, around kind of the role of AI here, because I believe AI plays a big part in contact center and customer experience kind of technology platforms nowadays for things like analytics and insights. What's that look like from your perspective?
Massive subject, massive growth area of interest. I kind of summarize it into two questions. So question one is, why is your customer calling or chatting or emailing, interacting? And secondly, probably more importantly, how are we doing in our response? Whether that's human to bot, or self-service type portals. And is all of that knowledge and are all of those workflows and processes integrated? Because regularly they're not. The IVR says do this, the IVA says do this, the chatbot's doing this, and the agents have got a different skill set. In a landscape where compliancy and product change and pricing and packaging is changing every week, it's a very difficult process to sort of to deal with. So where we're now using the technology and the AI and the natural language understanding and natural language generation for auto summarization and so on, topic detection, unsupervised topic detection, so things we don't know about being bubbled to the surface, so we can do something about it to improve the customer experience, to improve the agent experience, because actually a lot of the pain the agents deal with is not because the agents are doing a bad job, it's because the business system isn't working properly. The things aren't joined up, and the people who get the frustration are the customers. So we help optimize all of that. We help bring all of these things to the surface. We're analyzing 100% of everything that's going on in every single channel, and we're bringing insights and predictions to the leadership that can dramatically improve customer experience and sales or service, whatever your business strategy should be.
I bet once you start kind of lifting the bonnet on the data effectively, or the conversations, I imagine you find out some really interesting insights into the business and what's actually happening.
Yeah, you do. I mean, from stupid little things like call categorization, we've all got our drop down screens, apples, oranges, bananas.
Yeah.
But if the call is about pineapples, what do you do? So data categorization. Most people know what their topics are. They know this is a credit card call, a mortgage call, an IMEI cell phone call. They know their known topics. What they don't know is their unknown topics, and that's where a lot of the broken processes come from, and a lot of the technology now available in our field is starting to bring these services to the surface and enable people to do something about it. And that improves customer experience, that improves revenue, that improves agent experience, and creates a better place to be.
Yeah, I imagine. So, for any organisation out there looking to kind of bolster their CX in 2022, what would your top advice be?
Uh, Crikey, how long have we got? I would say start internally. Most people kind of start with external and automation and understanding the customer. In the old what's the book, Sun Tzu, Art of War. Know yourself first. So if you understand what's working, what isn't working, get the data, get the insights, and use that first, you're going to be in a significantly better place to deal with the next chapter, which will be, understanding your customer and profiling your customers and doing all of the things that we can do to improve service and automation and cost structures within the organization. Look at automating a lot of the processes that we've just got used to doing, right? We're doing the weekly, the bi-weekly, or the monthly QM session where we bring 2,000 agents in and we have an agent performance review or a QM review. Look at how you can automate that and actually only do that process for the places where it matters, because that can liberate hundreds of thousands of pounds, euros, and dollars to do better things with, more intelligent things. So stop doing the things that we've been doing for probably 5 years and rethink them. I would look at augmenting workload. Look at technologies that are available to reduce the stress and the workload on certainly our human resources, and look at the augmentation and automation to improve knowledge that's in all of our customer interfaces, whether that be self-service, automation, or human. Make sure they're joined up. And I would fundamentally say check your bots, check your IVRs, check your IVAs, because you think they may be working, but I can pretty much guarantee there will be gremlins in all of them.
Absolutely. Some great advice there. Thank you. So, just bringing Contexta 360 into focus for a moment, how do you provide these solutions to your customers then? Can you tell me a little bit about the Contexta 360 technology?
Yeah, sure. And look, we're not here to do a sales pitch. There's lots of technologies out there, but we think we're changing the game. We're platform agnostic, so we work with Genesis Technologies, Avaya, Mitel, NEC, all of them. We grab the traffic in various different ways, whether that be voice traffic, video traffic, chat traffic. Increasingly, a lot of work in chat analytics that we're doing. Where it's voice or video, we use our own technology to transcribe all of that with speaker separation. We have a hypergrade accuracy engine, and that's why we built it ourselves, and we tune it to industry lexicon. So, if you're in pharmaceutical and customer says oxytetracycline, that's not converted into oxygen tent on your cycle. We align it to our customers. And then the magic starts. Once we've got those high definition, super high quality transcripts, we then use our AI and NL capabilities to extract insights and do amazing things in sales optimization, service optimization, compliance, quality assurance, lots of CX, customer friction, customer effort score type work, automating customer effort scores. So you've got an independent view of what's my CSAT, what's my CES, what's my NPS, from an independent point of view, not from what the agent said, not from what the customer said, in entering data, but from the conversation. And we typically provide those insights to two audiences. One is the data science team, which is really where this technology really started. But where we're seeing the most acceleration is in the operational team leads, where we're extending this capability and making it open, intuitive, at scale. So, we've got very large clients now deploying our technology right the way into the team leaders so that they can actually do some of this data modeling without needing the data science team. And the data science team have almost moved up into another category of brilliance. And we're helping both of those audiences.
That's great. So, and in terms of finding out more, what's the best way to get in touch?
Well, lots of interfaces on our website, contexta360.com. Lots of calls to action. In fact, just this week we've launched an automated QM calculator that you can go in and put some of your details in, and it will tell you just how much we think we can save you through one of our 50 technologies that is available within Contexta. And hopefully we can show some of your viewers, how we can help them save 1 to 300,000 euros, pounds, dollars a year by moving to Contexta 360.
Excellent. Well, I'm afraid that's all we've got time for today. However, if you're interested in finding out more, as Andy said, there's a link in the description to the Contexta 360 website. Definitely worth having a look at that QM calculator. And thanks, Andy. Great to see you. And it's been really, good hearing, all about Contexta 360 in the marketplace today.
Great to be here, Rob, and thanks for your time today.
Thanks, Andy. Good to see you. And it's been great talking to you today. Really appreciated.
Oh, great to be here, Rob, and thanks for having me on the show.
And thanks to everyone for watching CX TV. If you've got some good takeaways from today's session, do give us a quick mention on social and subscribe to our channel for more industry news and insights. I'm Rob Scott from CX Today. Thanks for watching.